Well, hello friends and welcome back to my channel. It is that special time of year where we get to start decorating for fall. I am so excited. This is video 1 of probably about 10, so if you like this type of content, hit the subscribe button because I don't know about you, but it's fall in my house. If you're new here, my name is Nicholsen. I love to share all things homemaking, decorating, cooking, cleaning, you name it. I love to share it here on my channel. And I would love it if you would subscribe, hit the notification button so you don't miss anything. And if you're returning, it is so great to see you. All right, guys, let's jump into this beautiful day of decorating. Okay, friends, today is the day we're gonna do a little decorating. I have kind of laid out a little bit of the decor I'm gonna use today. We have some really pretty fall leaves. These little picks came from Target. This also came from Target. These are a couple years old, I want to say. I love these too, just so pretty. And then these larger ones, these are all from Hobby Lobby. I have some kind of more whimsical ones. And then we have some deep reds. And we have these hydrangeas, which are just so beautiful, also from Hobby Lobby. And these gorgeous magnolia leaves. And then over here, I kind of have all the vessels I was going to maybe use today. These are beautiful. I'm really into tortoiseshell, or like this tortoise look, I think is what this is called. Haven't seen it in a long time, so I was kind of excited to see that's kind of coming back because I love that. So we got a black one. We have these from Michael's Home Goods, but I painted it. I want to say this is Target. No, Home Goods. Home Goods, Target? Home Goods. These are, this is from Hobby Lobby, but this one's from Michael's as well. This is actually current collection. It was $16.99, but I got it for 40% off. So I'm going to show a couple different ways of how I like to arrange the floral arrangements. And then in here, we have, kids are playing upstairs. We have a couple things over here we're going to use, but then I'm going to put the rest of this back in the garage that I don't use. We're going to style the living room. I want to do the entryway today, and I really want to work on this area as well. It just still is so cluttered to me, but I think it'd be fun to tuck in a couple little fall items. And then we will update some of the, anyway, you guys saw this in my last video, so I won't bore you with it again, but okay, let's get decorating. As I transition the house from kind of spring, summer into fall, I always like to start with florals first. We're going to start with some lighter colors, and then throughout the month of August and September, we're going to move into some of those more beautiful deep reds and purples. I love those. I usually find those at Target, but these beautiful stems I found at Target and Hobby Lobby are the two best places I've ever found stems. You can also check out Amazon, and A Floral has some great ones. I find them to be rather on the more expensive side. If I was going to tell you the best places to get picks at Target, find them in the Hearth and Hand section, and definitely Hobby Lobby on sale. I know it's kind of late for this, but if you want to wait until the fall stuff goes on sale for up to 60% off, you might just want to wait. You may miss it this year, but you'll have these picks for next year, and then you'll keep them every year after that. Like some of these picks I actually got in the springtime, not this year, but the year prior, and I've just been enjoying them. So if you are patient, you can actually get these at a really good deal, but you'll just have to wait for them to go on sale and use them the following year. So these smaller picks, all of these smaller picks all came from Target. I think they do a pretty good job. Each stem is around $5. I use about 5 to 6 stems anytime I'm doing an arrangement, so they can be pretty pricey, but if you take good care of them and keep them in a very safe place, they will last you years and years and years. Most of these I've had for a very long time. I think Target does a pretty good job, especially with their florals. I'm not loving their florals this year. And the one thing I will tell you I've always really regretted buying were any florals that are fixed to a jar. So Target does those all the time. I would skip that. I would buy vessels that you really love because you can change them out throughout the season, and then find picks that are the right colors and variations depending on the seasons, and use those every year. You can also tuck these into kind of your decor, use them on the mantle, kind of add them to the front, your front entryway, like anything like that. Whereas sometimes the other types of floral arrangements that are fixed to those jars, sometimes I don't like the jars. We'll talk about that in a future video, because today all I'm focused on is adding florals to the house. But that would be my piece of advice. I've been collecting these for many, many years. Again, these long stems, all of those definitely came from Hobby Lobby. I rarely find beautiful stems at Michael's, even though I'm a humongous fan of Michael's fall decor right now. Definitely check it out. But the most beautiful and realistic stems that I've ever found have all come from Hobby Lobby and Target. I know that was very long-winded, but I just wanted to say that's kind of how I like to do my florals. So the first thing I do as I'm transitioning my house, as we did in the last video, clean everything out, get all of the surfaces you know you're going to want to decorate nice and cleaned off. That way you kind of have that creative space to look at where you want to add different vessels. I already kind of looked around and decided which vessels were going to go where and how I wanted to design the florals in them. And then I also took into account kind of how I wanted the color scheme around the house to progress. So I have some rich yellows and oranges, but I also have a lot of neutral colors. And then I use different colors like this beautiful deep, I would call this like a red wine, deep burgundy color. I thought was so pretty. I got this again at Hobby Lobby. The long stems all came from there. I'm not going to link them because you guys can just head over to Hobby Lobby and find them. I would highly recommend checking out online, wait for them to go on sale, or head into your store when they are on sale. I'm pretty sure all of fall is 40% off right now. My store last time I was there was 30% off, so I haven't actually been there since then because I'm going to wait for it to get a little bit cheaper. But I did see they were rolling out Christmas, but I'm not ready for that yet. So anyway, I am going to use these different vessels to add these stems and then start to envision how I want to move it around the house. Today we are going to be doing a tablescape, both my living rooms, my entryway, and the kitchen. I cannot wait to show you. Tell me in the comments down below, are you excited to start decorating for fall? I love using these stems. Now, I've had these forever. They actually were my mom's, even like 5, 6, 7 years ago. You guys, if you've been on my channel, I use these every single year. But I love to add them into most of my floral arrangements, particularly for fall. I just find them to be very natural. I like to use different textures and elements. So you can find these typically during fall at Trader Joe's of all places. So if you're looking for something similar, definitely check out your local Trader Joe's. They do a really good job at having those. And then these stems, these long, beautiful stems, this is the color I was telling you I was going for, like more of a neutral color. That is from Hobby Lobby as well. I also have the garland from this line, and it is so beautiful. I just can't believe how realistic they look. I love playing with them and adding them in different areas of the house all season long. The other thing I wanted to say is, I know I mentioned this in my last video, but if you guys want to listen to my playlist, which is really a mix of great music I love to listen to while I'm cooking and decorating. I particularly had this on while I was doing this decorating video, so if you want to check it out, I'll link it down below. It is on Apple Music, so I am sorry if you don't have that, but I am trying to figure out how I can actually make a YouTube video where you can just put it on and have it playing in the background. It'd have to be a little bit different because that playlist is 11.5 hours long. So I might just pick like maybe 20 of my favorite songs, put it into a playlist with a nice kind of chill background, and kind of similar to what I did for my Christmas one. So I am working on that, but it's been a very hectic week thus far. And I really do want to say, if you like that type of music, definitely check it out. And the other thing I want to say is, if you are not in the fall mood, two things. One, if you are not in the decorating for fall mood, doesn't matter. Enjoy summer as long as you have it. And two, if you are kind of not, you want to decorate, but you're not really sure yet, you don't know what you want to do, I would suggest going to Home Goods, getting a fall candle and lighting it and see if it doesn't put you in the mood. Because the other day, I was on a walk with a bunch of the moms from my neighborhood, and we were talking about how like some of the moms were loathing going back to school. Some of the moms were like, I'm so done with summer, I'm ready for fall. It was kind of a mixed bag of emotions. And I just thought, I didn't know what I wanted to do, especially since we're having our big end of summer pool party here in a couple weeks. And I'll tell you, I was like, I wasn't sure I wanted to decorate for fall. And then I lit one of my apple harvest candles, and immediately, yes. I was like, yes, I want to start decorating. I want to change the room around. Then my kids came down. They were like, oh my God, it feels so cozy in here. And I'm telling you, there's something about this warm decor that feels so grounding, so comforting. You will see later at the end of this video, I do cook one of my favorite soups for fall. It happened to actually be a pretty warm day, even though it's been very cold here. So it's kind of a random day. But anyway, I cozied up on the couch, and I'm telling you, it just put my soul at such ease and peace. It was really, really lovely. So if you are kind of in that phase of like, you're kind of over summer, but you don't want to decorate for fall, maybe just light a nice fall candle and tell us what you think about it. Because I'm telling you, it really helped me. I also told all the moms from my walking group about it, and 2 of them were like, oh my God, you're right. This made me feel like excited for back to school and like getting the kids' school stuff together. It definitely change the mood. So just here to say, tried and true, it definitely helped me. So the first part is all done. We have all of our fall arrangements ready to go. This one is actually pre-made. It's the Target one, but I ended up adding in 3 extra picks because it was very sparse. But I'll show you how they turned out. We did a nice little dark leaf. I like the contrast of this dark brown with this kind of darker leaf set versus these light ones. I really like how that coordinates well. Back here we have our beautiful purples and reds, our light brown with the sticks, had forever. That one for the side table, I think it's gonna look really pretty. This one I love. That one, and then over here we have this one. So now what we're gonna do is move those around the house. I'll probably take the 2 ones with the sticks and put them there or there's where I put them in the past. And then we'll do an arrangement here. I'll do an arrangement over here. So that's that, and we're just gonna keep decorating. I think what I'm gonna do is put a new wreath there, set the table. We'll do a little decorating here, and then I'll do a nice mantle piece in here. Florals there and there. But I don't know, you never know how it's going to evolve. And then we'll head into the other room, and I'll probably end up doing a couple things in there as well. But so far, I think these turned out really, really beautiful. To get started, I thought these two arrangements would look really beautiful, kind of bookending the fireplace. Since I'm not obviously using the fireplace that much right now, I feel like it's pretty safe, but I would recommend if you are using your fireplace, I highly wouldn't recommend putting them here. Okay, it goes without saying, I guess, but I gotta say it. So the other thing is this cute basket I got at Michael's. I decided to throw a little blanket in. I am gonna change that out because again, I feel like those bright oranges, it's a little early for that, especially with the contrast of some of the green in my house and obviously all around my property. So I feel like these natural colors go much better with kind of just the natural woods in my house and the tones in my house versus that really, really bright orange, which we're gonna shift into a bit closer to Halloween, the late September, October. We're definitely going to be doing all out for Halloween. That'll start sometime in September. That way I have enough time to enjoy it. And then years past, I've always flipped back to fall before Christmas, but because this house is much larger than our old house and I have so much more to decorate, I will go straight into Christmas starting kind of late October. I decorate certain rooms for it before I go all out, but I'm very excited because we do have so many fun and exciting ideas for Halloween and Christmas that I'm going to share with you. So right now it's kind of that in-between time between summer and Halloween where there really isn't like a season, right? You don't have like Christmas, Thanksgiving, I guess all of that. I know some of you folks like to decorate right after Halloween and go into Thanksgiving. We typically don't do Thanksgiving here, so I'm not sure what we're doing this year, to be honest. I usually don't know until around that time. The family all discusses and we figure it out. But I will say, for the most part, I don't usually decorate in here anymore, especially after my mom passed away. I feel like the essence of Thanksgiving has just kind of been lost on all of us. That was such a holiday that she loved. She was such a great cook. It was like she was very much the matriarch of our family. So it feels really, really weird to have Thanksgiving since she's passed away. I don't know why, but it's been something we just really haven't been celebrating that much. So I don't know if we're going to do it. Last year we went out to the beach and we had chicken. We didn't even make Thanksgiving dinner and it was lovely. We were just with the kids. So we might do that again this year. The year prior to that, we did prime rib. It's just been very strange. I don't know if you guys have lost a mother, but if you have and you have experienced the same thing, I'm sure you can understand it's just one of those seasons. Anyway, I digress as usual. So what I wanted to do again was bring in some of those colors that really go along with the vibe of the house already. So it kind of fits in, but also gives it that warmth and coziness of the fall season. Another thing, okay, so I'm going to take a time out right now. So this morning, if you guys follow me on my Instagram at Mrs. Lauren Nicholson, I will put it here on the screen so you can head over there. But we found 4 baby possum in our yard. It was a wild story. You have to go over there and watch the whole thing. But I am just now in my office. It's 2:00 here in California. I had planned on doing this morning at like 7 a.m. and it was it's a wild story. It will be up on my stories on Instagram until tomorrow morning. So if you are catching this video, you're going to get to catch that. I'll see if I can pin them or something. I don't know. But for right now, we are raising 4 baby possum. I don't know when the rescue company that we have in our hometown, it's a private company, is going to be able to come and grab them. They said maybe tomorrow, but you'll be able to follow along their journey in my stories over on Instagram. It's just been an absolute wild morning. I swear, if it's not one thing, it's another. And then, we found all of those tadpoles that were like drying out in a small little puddle of water. They're doing great. I think we are actually going to let them go today. We're going to take them to the Napa River, which would be really, really nice because I want to get them out of my kitchen. It hasn't been one of the greatest things, but I feel like the kids and I, our whole family, my husband, like we all have such big hearts for animals, and like anything with a heart, we just want to love on them. It's taken everything I have not to domesticate these feral possum that are living in the yard. Like it's just Anyway, I digress. But if you want to go over to my Instagram, I definitely share a lot more day-to-day stuff over there. So for this tablescape, I thought it'd be fun to just add in a couple, again, elements of color that already exist in the house so that it doesn't feel like such a juxtaposition from these like bright oranges and fall pumpkins and whatnot, but just kind of bringing in the floral tones and textures that I already have existing in the house. It really does make it feel so much at home, and I'm loving this. I am just going to say it. I am not a spring, summer girl. Like, I don't like pink. It's my least favorite color. I'm not really into the spring and summer florals. I guess I love hydrangeas, like blue hydrangeas I love, but I will tell you, fall, Christmas, this, kind of rustic, natural florals and stems and whatnot are definitely my jam for sure. I wasn't sure if I wanted to change out pillows today, but since I have so many, it's going to take me all of the fall season to get through them all. So I decided to add a couple new ones in this room and the other room, and they came out beautiful. I forgot I even had some of these. At the end of fall, what I'm going to do is actually give away some of the inserts and just pull the tops, like the actual pillow casing, off of these because I have too many and I messed up. I shouldn't have ordered so many of these, but my advice is if you're going to buy any fall pillows, please buy just the case or buy the pillow. Take the case off and go ahead and sell the insert if you don't need them. I know better, but sometimes I just see a pattern and some colors that I just gotta have. And yeah, anyway, so I definitely decided I'm gonna use the pillows to kind of just bring in some other colors. This is one of 8 pillows I purchased this season, like an absolute moron. I don't know why I did that, but Target came so correct with the fall 2025 home decor that I did pick up some pieces, okay? I said I wasn't going to, but I did, and I don't regret it. But the end of this season, I am going to take the casings out of these pillows and I'm going to give them away to friends who need them because I have too many and I don't need them. I don't need to keep all of the inserts. Anyway, I also love these. These are from last year or possibly the year before. I was so excited. It felt like Christmas opening up these bags. I just love these prints. I love how rich the colors are. I love the texture of the pillow. I just think they're so beautiful, and I think Target did a phenomenal job this year. If you're looking for some fall decor and you don't already have 1,000 pillows, I would highly recommend checking those out. I'll try to link down below the ones that I found if you're just looking for a quick link. I will hopefully have time to do that today. It's been a bit of chaos. So the last thing I want to do over in this area is decorate the entryway, and I'm loving my new lamps, and I will have them linked down below as well because I got lots of questions. I try to link them over on Instagram as often as I can because I do get a lot of questions about those. And then I said that these pumpkins came from Home Goods, but now that I think about it, I think I actually got them from Balsam Hill. They have the best fall decor of all time. Like my whole front, like the whole front yard area where I do fall, kind of like the front door patio area, I am going to be doing in that. I can't wait. And I'm also redoing my room. So much excitement. Please do hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out. I love how this looks. It didn't feel cluttered enough for me, so I decided to separate the two I love these little signs. I just think they're so great. Always get them at Hobby Lobby. But I wanted this more cluttered, so I'm going to move them apart, finish this off, and then I'll take you into the kitchen. We're going to cook a little meal, and then I'm going to show you how everything turned out. For dinner, I'm going to be making a very simple tortellini kale soup. It's very good. I've made it many times on my channel. I will link somebody else's recipe. The only difference is I use different seasonings, and I always like to put in a little smoked paprika, and I always top it with a little cayenne. It just gives it that extra kick, but I like to do that after I feed the kids. It's really, really easy to make. It also smells super delicious, and I just have to tell you, it took me 15 minutes to make this. Made the house smell so good. Even the kids kept coming down saying, when is it time to eat? If you don't have tomatoes, I grabbed these from the garden. They're just Romas, but if you don't have tomatoes around the house or that need to be cooked, just use a 14-ounce can of just diced tomatoes. I love San Marzanos, are my favorites. I couldn't find any this year. I would have loved to have grown some, but I definitely have some Romas in the garden. I've been kind of using them throughout the season, but we're going to let that come to a simmer. Once you get, I have garlic, onions, tomatoes in there, some chicken broth. I add in tomato paste just to give it that thick texture. Once that's done, I'm going to add in some heavy whipping cream. We'll add in some Parmesan cheese. I'll add in the tortellinis. I also add in just a little bit of whipped cottage cheese. I'm sorry, cream cheese. It is just give it like that rich flavor, but you could also add a little butter into this. I just find it to be really delicious. Then at the very end, you'll throw in your kale. It is so easy to make. Let that simmer for 15 minutes. When I'm ready to eat it, I like to add in a little bit of cayenne and some more Parmesan. It is such a lovely dish if you're looking for something very quick. Oh, the other thing I didn't mention is the sausage. I just get 5 sausage, Italian mild sausages, and I just pull pinch little pieces out to kind of make like, I guess, meatballs, but it's the way I like to do it. You could also cook them and then chop them up, but that's the really quick, easy way to make this under 20 minutes. That's how I've always done it. I hope you guys enjoy. I am going to show you around the house after I get some of this in a bowl for the kids, and then we're going to sit down and enjoy a nice, cozy fall dinner together. For our tablescape, I just added one of those arrangements. I added some nice pumpkins. I thought these had a really great texture to them. They're actually picks, but I took the stem out. I got those from Hobby Lobby. And then I added these cups. They're actually on sale at Target right now for $2.50. And then I added a leather charger to the bottom I found at Hobby Lobby. Again, all of that came from a long time ago. I also threw some of those really pretty gold acorns that were at Target last year around the table. Here is how the living room turned out. How cozy is this? I changed out the painting from those beautiful horses to my sleeping giant lion that I absolutely love. We removed that from where the TV is. Thanks for all of the suggestions. That was a great idea. And then I added just a couple pillows, a nice candle, some beautiful picks to this table just to keep it simple. If some of your leaves fall off your stems and you don't know where to put them, save them in a little Ziploc and add them to some of your decor. I think it gives a nice fallen leaf element to any decor you have. I'll probably do a fallen leaf tablescape. I think I've done one in years past, but it's one of my favorite ways to preserve those leaves. I think this year it'd be great to actually go out and get some fresh stems and leaves, but we won't be able to do that until November. So I'm not sure we usually can do that, but maybe I'll gather some and then save them for the next year because it usually doesn't really get wintry here until about November, sometimes October, but usually it comes around November. In the kitchen, I went ahead and added this really pretty floral. I like this arrangement and adding just a little different element with the warm blanket to the side. This actually isn't a blanket, it's actually a scarf. But I just think that it gives it a little bit different of a texture. Again, I added some of those leaves here, this beautiful candle. I love those because they actually crackle like a fireplace. I got that at HomeGoods. And then I did a little dish of those acorns that you can grab from any of the HomeGoods, or you can also find them at Hobby Lobby. In the front room, I wanted to keep things rather simple in here, so I just added another one of those arrangements we did and a couple acorns, a really delicious candle that I absolutely love. I love anything, kind of pumpkin spice, vanilla spiced. I also love apple spice. I think they always make the house smell great. We added some pillows just to start to bring in the change of those beautiful colors. I still have my olive trees up, which again is that juxtaposition of that green against some of those brighter, orange florals that I was trying to not do. Here's how the entryway turned out. I ended up adding one of those pretty pictures from Target. I think I got last year of that oak tree. And those beautiful hydrangeas. Definitely run to Hobby Lobby and grab those because they're just so beautiful. I wish I had purchased more. When I head there to look at their fall stuff, I might grab some more just because I think they're so pretty. I also used those toasted brown magnolia leaves as well. I think this turned out really, really special. Okay, guys, it's time for me to sit down, enjoy the ambiance of this seasonal change in my home. I understand that it is still summer for many of us, but I like to get the content up early, so as you're shopping around to transition your home for the fall seasons, maybe this will give you a little inspiration and direction on where you want to go. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I'll see you in the next video real soon. If you want to check up on our baby possums, definitely hit my Instagram, and I'll see you in the next video real soon. Bye!